The 9mm handgun market is saturated with legendary names like the Glock, Sig Sauer, and Smith & Wesson models that dominate dimensions among shooters, law enforcement, and military personnel. These brands have earned their reputation through decades of reliability, widespread adoption, and aggressive marketing. However, hidden beneath the shadow of these industry giants lies a selection of outstanding 9mm pistols that, for various reasons, have failed to achieve mainstream recognition. Some suffer from poor distribution, others from being overshadowed by more aggressively marketed competitors, and a few are simply too niche for the average buyer. Yet many of these overlooked firearms offer superior ergonomics, better triggers, or unique advantages that could make them ideal for certain shooters if only they were given a fair chance. This video explores 10 underrated 9mm handguns that deserve more attention in 2025. Rather than focusing solely on technical specifications, we'll examine why these pistols remain obscure, how they compare to their more famous counterparts in real-world use, and who might benefit most from owning them. If you're a concealed carrier, a competitive shooter, or just a firearms enthusiast looking for something different, one of these hidden gems might be the perfect fit for you. Wilson Combat is a name synonymous with high-end 1911s, which is precisely why their SFX9 often goes unnoticed. This pistol is a departure from their traditional single-stack 1911s, offering a slim, aluminum-framed striker-fire design that competes with luxury pistols like the Staccato P. Yet despite its superb craftsmanship, the SFX9 remains a rarity outside of elite shooting circles. One reason for its obscurity is its price. At over $2,500, it sits in a category dominated by custom 2011s and European boutique guns. While the Staccato P has gained fame through military contracts and competition shooters, the SFX9 lacks that same level of exposure. However, in practical terms, the SFX9 is arguably more versatile. It's lighter and more concealable than most 2011s, yet it retains the exceptional trigger and accuracy Wilson Combat is known for. For shooters who want a high-end striker-fired pistol with 1911-like ergonomics, the SFX9 is a dream. But unless you frequent high-tier gun stores or custom shops, you might never even see one in person. The Turkish-made firearms have been gaining traction in recent years, but brands like SAR USA will struggle to break into the mainstream consciousness. The SAR 9 Compact X is the perfect example of a well-built, feature-rich subcompact that goes unnoticed next to the Glock 43X and SIG P367. The SAR 9 Compact X offers several advantages over its more famous rivals. Its trigger is notably better than a stock Glock's, it comes with interchangeable backstraps, and it's also optics ready that usually come at a premium. Yet because SAR lacks Glock's reputation for indestructibility and aftermarket support, most buyers overlook it. In practical terms, the SAR 9 Compact X is an excellent budget-friendly concealed carry option. It's slightly larger than a micro compact, making it more shootable for those with bigger hands, and it delivers solid performance at a fraction of the cost of a SIG or Glock. If SAR USA had the same marketing muscle as its competitors, this pistol would likely be far more popular. The CZ75 series has a cult following, but the Checkmate is a specialized beast that even many CZ enthusiasts haven't handled. Designed purely for competitive shooting, this pistol features a compensator, extended magazines, and a hair trigger setup that makes it a speed demon on the range. However, its $3,000 price tag and competition-focused design relegate it to a very small audience. Compared to more mainstream competition guns like the SIG P226 Legion or Beretta 92X Performance, the Checkmate is in a different league. It's built for pure speed with minimal recoil and ultra-fast follow-up shots. However, SIG and Beretta benefit from military and law enforcement adoption, making them more familiar to the average shooter. For practical use, the Checkmate is overkill unless you're a serious competitive shooter. But if you're looking for a factory-built race gun that can dominate in USPSA or IPSC, few pistols can match it. Springfield Armory's Hellcat and XD series get most of the attention, leaving the Echelon, a modular full-size pistol, struggling for recognition. It was designed to compete with the SIG P320, but despite its superior optics mounting system, it hasn't gained the same traction. The Echelon's biggest advantage is its innovative Variable Interface System, or VIS, which allows direct mounting of multiple red dot sights without adapter plates. This is a major upgrade over the P320, which often requires specific mounting solutions. Yet 6 military contracts and massive aftermarket support keep the P320 at the forefront. For shooters who want a modular 9mm with better optics compatibility, the Echelon is a fantastic choice. But unless Springfield ramps up its marketing, it'll remain in SIG's shadow. A decade ago, Kahr's slim, all-metal pistols were a popular choice for concealed carry, but the rise of polymer micro-compacts like the SIG P365 has pushed them into obscurity. The K9, with its steel frame and smooth DAO trigger, is now a relic of an earlier era. Compared to a P365, the K9 is heavier, holds fewer rounds, and has a long trigger pull. However, its steel construction makes recoil more manageable, and its slim profile still conceals well. For shooters who prefer a more traditional metal-framed pistol, the K9 remains a solid option, but in today's market, it's a hard sell. HK's VP9 SK is the subcompact version of their excellent VP9, but it's often overshadowed by the P30 SK thanks to John Wick and more popular options like the Glock 26. The VP9 SK boasts HK's legendary ergonomics and a fantastic trigger, but its slightly larger size compared to modern micro-compacts limits its appeal. For shooters who prioritize shootability over ultra concealability, it's a great choice, but it's not as trendy as newer Micro 9s. If you're the type that loves to move less with the crowd, you'll find pleasure owning this pistol. It's got everything you'd find in an average gun. Glock's naming conventions can be confusing, but the 47-49 models are no exception. Essentially a hybrid of the Glock 17 and 19, these pistols are excellent but get lost in Glock's overcrowded lineup. The Glock 47 and 49 are relatively new models that, despite their innovative designs, may not be as well known in the firearm market due to limited availability, niche appeal, and competition from established Glock models like the Glock 17 and Glock 19. The market saturation with numerous manufacturers and products also contributes to the challenge of gaining widespread recognition. However, these models offer unique features such as modularity and slimline design, catering to specific needs and preferences, and are likely to find their audience among those who value these characteristics. The Shield EZ was designed for shooters with weaker hand strength, but its easy rack slide and softer recoil makes it ideal for beginners. However, it's often overlooked in favor of more tactical options. The Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Shield EZ M2.0 is a lesser-known pistol, likely due to its niche appeal as a specialized concealed carry firearm. Despite its innovative easy-to-rack slide and compact design, it may not have received the same level of marketing and exposure as other popular Smith & Wesson models. Additionally, the pistol market is highly competitive, with many well-established brands and models dominating the spotlight. However, the M&P 9 Shield EZ M2.0 offers unique benefits, particularly for users with limited strength or dexterity, making it a valuable option for those seeking a reliable and accessible concealed carry solution. For new shooters or those with arthritis, it's one of the best choices available, but it's not as glamorous as other carry guns. Shadow Systems builds Glock-compatible pistols with premium upgrades, but they lack Glock's brand recognition. The MR920 Elite is essentially a Gucci Glock 19 with better ergonomics and an optics cut, yet most buyers just stick with the original. You know, when you're already familiar with the original product, you don't find much pleasure playing around with wannabe counterparts. However, there's still something to enjoy shooting the MR920 Elite. It's an elite pistol, as the name implies, and its performance isn't below that of the average Glock 19. For shooters who want a high-end Glock-style pistol without aftermarket tinkering, it's perfect. But Glock's dominance keeps it niche. For those who want to own a Glock without buying an actual Glock, this one's a great option. Tisas is known for affordable 1911s, but their PX9 Gen 3 is a surprisingly good striker-fired pistol. It's a budget-friendly alternative to Glock's N6, but without the brand recognition. For a reliable, low-cost 9mm, it's a great option, but most buyers prefer established names. The Tisas PX9 Gen 3 Tactical is a semi-automatic pistol that, despite its impressive features and capabilities, remains a relatively lesser-known firearm in the market. Several factors contribute to its limited popularity, including the dominance of well-established brands such as Glock, 6 Hour, and Smith & Wesson, which have built strong reputations for quality and reliability over the years. Additionally, Tisas, a Turkish firearms manufacturer, may not have the same level of brand recognition or marketing muscle, making it harder for the PX9 Gen 3 Tactical to gain traction in a crowded market. Despite all these challenges, the Tisas PX9 Gen 3 Tactical has garnered positive reviews from firearms enthusiasts and professionals alike. Its reliability, accuracy, and durability are often cited as strong points, making it a reliable choice for those seeking a dependable sidearm. The pistol's affordability is another significant advantage, with prices often under $400, which is competitive with other mid-range pistols on the market. The PX9 Gen 3 Tactical also boasts an array of features that make it an attractive option for various shooters, including its optics readiness, customizable grip, and threaded barrel. The Tisas PX9 Gen 3 Tactical specifications and features make it a valuable addition to any firearms collection. It typically chambers 9x19mm parabellum ammunition and has a magazine capacity of around 15 rounds. Its striker-fired action provides a smooth trigger pull, and the pistol's design incorporates various safety features to prevent accidental discharges. With its reliability, affordability, and features, the Tisas PX9 Gen 3 Tactical is worth considering for those in the market for a reliable and affordable handgun. As we all know, the firearms market is driven by reputation, marketing, and trend, and not always by performance. The pistols listed here are all excellent in their own ways, yet they remain overshadowed by bigger brands. Whether due to price, niche appeal, or lack of marketing, these hidden gems deserve a second look. If you're willing to step outside the mainstream, you might just find your perfect 9mm among these underrated options. Enjoyed this review of the best 9mm pistols you've never heard of in 2025? Make sure you're subscribed and click a thumbnail to dive right back into more fascinating firearms content from us. We'd also love to hear from you. If you have any experience with any of these handguns or have a personal favorite, share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with a friend. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again soon.